Cool, hello again, I'm Michael from Make It WordPress, and today we are going to talk about minification. So in this video I will explain to you what minification is, what it can do to help your website, and why you should minify your website. So basically minification is making the files on your website smaller, or better, the assets on your website smaller, so your website will load faster. As you may know, a fast loading website is important as it will create greater conversion, better user experience, greater usability. It's even proven that websites that load slow lose a lot of visitors on loading pages, even on the first page that's being loaded. So, without further ado, what is minification and how can we do it? If you create a website, and especially a WordPress website, by the way, we're talking about minification in WordPress here. So just to give a context, a WordPress website is built using programming languages. One of these languages is PHP, which is used for the dynamic parts of the website, such as forms and also other things you can edit at the back end of WordPress when you log in WordPress. And furthermore, our website is built using HTML, which defines the structure and the content, CSS, which defines the colors, the layout, the typography used, and JavaScript, which allows users to have interactions, dynamic interactions with the website. So all these files actually add file size to your website, and once a visitor visits your website, he needs to download the website and these files. Here on my screen I have Unfold with a demo, which is a WordPress theme, which is pretty poor in the amount of files it has and pushes a lot of files which need to be downloaded by the users. So this will in end slow the loading time of the website. Today we're going to look into how to make these files smaller, how to use developers tools to inspect your website, and what plugin you can use to minify. So if you're using Firefox or Chrome, you can use right-click Inspect Element or hit the F. So first I want to talk about the developer tools. These tools are coming with. First, I want to talk about the developer tools. These cool tools are shipped with each browser and can be used to inspect your website. It may be a bit overwhelming at first. Just let me open up the developer tools. You can use right-click Inspect Element or hit F12. This works both in Chrome and Firefox. And there we are. Here we have the developers tools opening up. It may look a bit overwhelming by now. In here you see the HTML, which defines the structure of a website. This is the language. Furthermore, you have a couple of other tabs in there, and we'll be going to the Network tab. The Network tab indicates all the files that are loaded once you load a website. Let's just reload this website. And there we are. In here you can see that a lot of files are loaded, such as style sheets, which I talked about earlier, which define the looks, the colors, and the layout of the website itself, which is HTML, and also a lot of JavaScript files, which allow for interaction with the website. As you can see, this WordPress theme is pretty poor as it pushes a lot of these different files, and each of these files also has some file size, as you can see here. So what we'll be doing is lowering this file size and also lowering the amount of files this is sent. As you can see at the bottom, the website load is around 3.30 seconds. And let's look if we can make it slower. So minification in WordPress is actually pretty easy. You go to your WordPress installation. This is just an example WordPress installation. go to plugins, click add new. Subsequently, we will looking for the Autoptimize plugin, and actually, in my opinion, the Autoptimize plugin is the best plugin to minify your WordPress files. Let's install it. So wait a small moment and activate it. So the Autoptimize plugin is activated. Under settings, we will have a new heading called a new menu item called Autoptimize. And there we are. This is the settings screen of Autoptimize, and it's pretty easy. Just click the following screens: Optimize JavaScript code, Optimize CSS code, Optimize HTML code. These other options we won't go into detail. And we'll click Save Changes and Empty Cache. By the way, what empty cache is that it will rebuild all the files that are minified, that are smaller. So what Autoptimize does behind the box is that it takes all the JavaScript, CSS files, and even the HTML files that are taken, and it makes them all smaller. But once you add a new plugin or a new WordPress theme, new files are added. So these files need to be built again. Then you will use save changes in empty cache, and these small files will be built again. It's a detail, but it's quite important to know. So it's that easy to do minification. There are a couple of other options I just want to explain. Aggregate GSS files or CSS files means that I will combine several of these files. And furthermore, they also allow you to do inline JS or CSS, which is JavaScript or CSS placed within HTML. Furthermore, it's possible to exclude certain kinds of CSS and scripts. This can be used to help prevent errors, but out of the box, Autoptimize works in most cases. So let's go back to the front of our website. The website still looks the same, but on the back, the files are minified. So let's see. So the website still looks the same on the front, but the actual files are minified by Autoptimize. So let's open up the developer tools and see if something has changed. We're in the network tab again. So we need to reload first to analyze. So there we are again, and remember the screen we had before with a lot of files in there? Now you can see there are only about 5 style sheets loaded and 4 scripts, which was much higher than before. And this is all through Autoptimized. As you also can see, the load time is a little lower. Now, it may not be as much lower as you would expect, and that's because minification is one of the things you can do to make your website faster. There are a lot of other measures you can do. I have made another video about it. You can find it in my channel, and there's also an article on my website. By the way, there's also an article for this video. It will be placed. It's placed in the description. So this is basically the best way to do minification in WordPress. It's pretty easy. You have to just download Autoptimize, enable the optimization of JavaScript, CSS, and HTML code. If you're not familiar with HTML, JavaScript, CSS, these might be a bit overwhelming terms, but they're just the different types of files that are used to run WordPress. So if you have any questions, comments, or your own experience with minifications, please share them below. And